Hi everyone, it's Betty Ray again. Thank you for joining my channel. And please subscribe and please pass the word that Raphael and I are here to uplift and inspire and bring you happiness. And I'm sitting out on my new screen porch today so that I can show you one of the mosaics that I did, that I was inspired by Raphael to do. I hope you can see it. It's called Leap for Joy. And it kind of reminds me of the sound of music with the mountains in the background and our dear nun leaping for joy. Well, this again, with all the other mosaics and all the other artwork that I've done, and any artist in the world does, including you, dear friends, your creative abilities have just begun to blossom if you would just trust it. Because you see, it is uh, everybody's gift. There's, some people are more artistic than others. Some people are more mathematical, um, left brain, which means that they're more into facts and figures. And they have a lot of, most people have a hard time with us people that are right brain dominant and and come up with these crazy ideas like talking with an archangel. So, and we all know that this is part of the divine plan. Everybody has an angel that comes with them from the moment they are conceived by God. Okay. I'm checking out what things are saying, and it says that I'm out here on the porch and I'm not plugged in and my battery is being used, which is perfectly fine. So, again, I wanted to point out that the blouse this that I'm wearing today is symbolic of what we want to talk about today. That everything is not black and white, nor is it even gray. We don't have the big picture. That's the problem. We want to see what's going to come ahead so we can do the maneuvering or whatever we need to do to survive it. And that is based on fear. And I cannot tell you enough, dear ones, that your emotions are what creates your future. And if your emotions are down in the dumps and your emotions are such that you you can't hardly get out of bed in the morning, then boy, you're not going to create anything that's fun. And this is where you need to get up out of bed and dance a jig and laugh out loud for nothing at all, but laugh. Be this thing behind me. Let's see if I can bring it up a little bit better. This wonderful leap for joy is what I call this. Leap for joy. And that's what kind of attitude you have in order to be a creator with God. You can't connect with God if you're down in the dumps. And if you want to connect with God, then you start praising God and thanking God for every single little thing you have that creates beauty in your home, that you have, that you love, your friends, your family. You give thanks for all of that. And that attitude of gratitude is true. It does make you happy because it raises you out of the dumps of that low energy and it brings you up closer to God's energy. Although God's energy is in you all the time, you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for God's energy keeping you alive. And that's again, your fate as far as how long you're going to live on this planet, that's not up to you, that's up to God. And God really has a plan for you. And that plan was orchestrated by your council of elders, and it was orchestrated by your guides and angels before you were even born. Your soul chose that you were going to be male or female. Your soul chose whether you were going to have any diseases in the future because it would plant the seed if that was part of your exit off the highway of life. So trust the divine plan that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment in time and rejoice in that. Now, I brought along my little tarot cards. And here's on the bottom. This is a sad looking young man who is looking at the things that he lost or the things that he didn't have. Now, the reason why Raphael has said for me to look at the tarot cards because I go by pictures. I get a lot of pictures from Raphael. And he said the tarot cards are all pictures. And that's how they are used as what we call divination. So we look at them and we interpret the cards. Now I've been watching some of the good ones, and I'll give a shout out to um, names disappear. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. But Whimsy is one, and Diane's Tarot is another one that I thoroughly enjoy, and the psychic Native American she is. I can't think of her name right now, but I'm giving you a shout out. These people on YouTube that you can look up, and they are really accurate, right on, where they're going to be able to tell you things, and I would say 80 to 90% of everything they say comes true. Now, I'm bringing out the tarot cards today because I want you to have an idea of what's ahead. Now, first of all, Raphael does not like to do any predictions. So with the tarot cards, you can have predictions, and they are not always 100% accurate, as nothing is, because things can change in a heartbeat. And oh my goodness, I'm getting a picture of a friend of a friend in his neighborhood who he had known for years, they'd been there for years. And he had just had a physical, and the doctor said, everything's A-okay, you're doing just fine. And he came home from the doctor's and he fell on the front lawn and died. Now you go, what are you telling us that for? That's depressing. I'm telling you that because when it's time for you to go, it's no big tragedy for you. Tragedy is for those you leave behind because they can't see you anymore. But for you, if you decide this is your time to go, and it's usually your soul that decides that, you don't. If it is time for you to go, in a twinkling of an eye, you can just leave this planet and that's it. You don't look back because you go to a better place. You go to what we all call heaven. And anybody who's been there and come back, they call it heaven too. So we're going to use the cards today. I'm going to push this back as I sit here on this porch. I'm going to turn this way a bit more so that you can see that lovely little, I don't think you can really see it that well. And I'm going to ask a question. In fact, if anybody happens to be here and wants to ask a question, we'll ask the tarot question. But let's just say, what do we need to know? Okay, you know, a lot of people don't like it when I talk politics, but everybody's asking, is Trump really going to get caught up in the law? So let's ask the tarot. Let's ask the angels of the tarot to tell us perhaps a little snippet of the future. And what I'm hearing already from Raphael is yes. He's going to say yes. Let's see if the cards agree. So I'm shuffling the cards and I'm going to lay them out in just a very quick spread of 5 cards. And oh yes, they're showing me they're showing me the truth. I wish you could see them. Let's see if I can bring this down. I don't know. No, I can't quite do it. But I'll show you them one by one. So the question is, will Trump be brought to justice? And the first thing I'm seeing is this card. And this is about fighting. This is about people that are ready to take up the sword like they did on the Capitol to defend their beloved president. And they don't care if he's done wrongdoing. In fact, they cheer him on because they're of like mind. They don't care if there's a law against something, if it gets what you need. And unfortunately, that doesn't fit in our society of laws. So this is the question. Will he be given justice? And so the next card is what surrounds him. And this is the card of prosperity and abundance. It's about money. It's the Queen of Pentacles. No, excuse me. It's the 9 of Pentacles. Now, 9, oh, great. It won't take very long. So we're not going to close. Okay. So this means that there is money backing Trump to help him keep going because he has many faithful followers and he depends on them to save his you know what. So that's there, that's in the background. But here's what's going on now. This is the Five of Wands. There's bickering, there's a battle, they're lawyers, they are fighting it out, they're duking it out. And that shows the battle that's going on right now. Now, this one is the possible what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the Trump organization beginning to assess their finances. And they're not quite sure they're going to make it through because this is costing them a whole lot of money. And their children are also concerned about their future and their inheritance. And so they're kind of scratching their heads and they're looking at and they're counting up and they're also afraid that they may just get caught up in this too. And they're really, really worried. That's what this is showing. And here's the outcome, everybody. This is the Queen of Swords. She represents truth. And that says the truth will be made known. And that's something that we can all rejoice in. No matter what the truth comes out, it's going to have its consequences. And there's still a battle going on. Don't forget that. Look at this card. This is the situation. There's a battle, but it's not a battle to the death. You see, nobody's really getting knocked down. It's just a battle of words. And those words can be pretty powerful because they've also got a lot of proof. Taxes are out now to be exposed, and we can see the dirty dealing that's been going on, double dipping, saying it's this price, his holdings or his buildings are at such and such a price when he wants it for his good, and then he'll deflate the price when it's also for his good. So he can manipulate the funds. And that's what they're battling about. They're battling about those tax returns. They're battling about it. But truth is coming out. And that's the outcome. So you see why I kind of enjoy this leap for joy next to me? When I get an inspiration, even to use cards I'm not all that familiar with, let's look at them again. This is the question. Will Trump be brought to justice? Here's Trump stealing things away from others. And he did that. He did that. And we all know it. And here he is, and he's looking around to say, ha, 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 I got away with it. Well, I don't think so. Because here's the Trump organization, and they are reassessing their assets. And they had prosperity and abundance flowing in, all the money from all of their followers pouring in money, and it was used illegally for different things. Yes, Raphael's telling me this. And so now they're reassessing what they've got, and it's costing them a lot. So here's the battle that's going on. This is the story. There's a big battle going on, but it's not a bloody battle, as you can see. It's a battle of words and truth. Truth versus falsehood. Truth versus criminal offenses. And then here they are. They're checking out how much money they've got to get through this, and it doesn't look good. And here's the outcome, ladies and gentlemen. The outcome is the Lady of Truth. This sword represents truth, and it will come out. And justice. She is the Queen of Swords, and she represents truth. The truth will come out. So there's your answer. And you know, I don't know that much about the tarot, but it's teaching me. And if you don't have a tarot deck and you want to play with it, I suggest that you do. Because God is always looking for a way to communicate with you. And if you are inspired to buy a tarot deck, do so. It's not evil, like some religions try to say. Divination is not evil. I am hearing Raphael's voice inside my head. I'm not evil, as you can tell by the beauty that surrounds me. And this leap for joy behind me, made out of mirrors. And I don't know, let me see if I can lift this up and show it better. I'll kind of bring it a little closer. It has 7 stones on it to show, I'm going to tilt it up, to show the 7 energy centers in your body. And this is made on plywood for those of you that might be interested. Anybody can do it. I got stars up at the top there. Don't know if you can see it. But this is made out of plywood, very easy to do. And that's a broken dish up in the corner there. And I've got just some pretty stars. And down here, this is stained glass that I use to make the ground and to make the others. So I've got somebody on the phone, and I'm going to just, okay, I'm just going to turn it off for now. So I'm recommending this. It's made on plywood, and you just take broken mirrors. In fact, you cut the mirrors. You have to get some. Okay. It's turned on anyway. And so it's made out of broken mirrors, but they're not broken. They're actually cut with the tool that is used for stained glass. If you'd like to try it, it's very, very simple. I use broken dishes on some of the mosaics that I've done. And I don't even know if I have this one on my webpage, but you can check it out at Angel Betty Ray, ANDRAPHAEL.com. And you can see how to do it. It's very, very simple. Get a piece of plywood, cut it in the size you want. You put kills 2, I think it's called, which helps to prime the wood and keep it from getting moist. If you like, I hung it outside for a while, and then you take broken dishes, and you can use them, and you use just plain old grout after you fixed it first. With Kills 2, you paint it on both sides and on all the edges. And then you get the tool from a stained glass store that is for cutting it and for breaking it. There's 2 major tools. And then you get a jar of, it's not a jar, it's a can of grout, just plain old grout, white grout, of course. And that's how you do it. It's so much fun. So if you have an idea in mind, what I'm lucky enough as a retired teacher is that I have an overhead projector. And so I can put the plywood up on a table, and I can project from my computer a transparency of a design, and then I can draw it on the piece of plywood after it's been painted with the Kills, which makes it white. Then it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. You take these pieces, except you get to cheat, and you get to cut the pieces to fit your puzzle rather than trying to find a piece to fit it. And it's fun. It's easy. It doesn't take you being an artist to make it happen. You just have a design in your mind, and you just cut it out and make it work. And so I'm going to leave you right now and show you again about Donald Trump. Don't worry. Lady Justice is right here with her sword of truth, and the truth will come out. And that's it for now. I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in. And please subscribe. Please tell people about our YouTube channel at AskRaphael.com and BettyRay.com. And we will be more than happy to talk with you. Email us at angelbettyray@gmail.com, and we will set up a private consultation with you and Raphael. And there's no charge. I know people can't understand why I'm doing that. I'm doing that because of this leap for joy behind me. I have been so blessed in my 86 years that I am now paying it forward. I'm giving back to all of the beauty and goodness that God has showered upon me in this life. And so it's free. You can call, first of all, you email me. I am not giving out my phone number. You can email me for a private consultation. I'll get back with you. We set up a time when we can meet. And then I get your phone number and I call you. So be at peace, dear ones. Know that justice will always be served. Here's our card that Raphael presented to me to show you justice will come to Mr. Donald Trump. God bless all of you. Until next time, have a great day. Stay safe. Please wear a mask and keep social distancing. We're not over this yet. There is an end coming to it, but not for quite a while yet. There's predictions that it could be this summer, it'll be over. I'm sorry, but that's not what Raphael says. And part of the reason is that people are not adhering to wearing masks. They're spreading it and they don't even know it. So wear a mask, not just for your protection, but for the protection of others, because you could be carrying the virus and have no symptoms whatsoever. And yes, there's vaccines. And if you can get vaccinated and that feels good for you, please do it because that will end the virus. You know, my sister in law was a pediatrician. She's in spirit now, bless her. But she had polio way back in the day when polio was rampant, and she had to be in the iron lung. That's a long time ago. And when she got better, she, as a pediatrician, decided to work with people who had lung problems and she worked with the polio people quite a while. So you never know how a dis-ease can be the next door opening to your future. So don't get upset if something knocks you flat on your belly and on your butt. Don't get upset because there's a reason for it. And it's not that you're being punished. Please understand that God never sends anything to punish you. God isn't into the punishment business. God is into the revelations, wake up kind of business. And sometimes when you get knocked off your keister and you have to just sit still for a while, then you have an opportunity to raise your consciousness. And when you do that, you're going to see that leap for joy within you. And that's what this is all about. Leap for joy, dear friends, and know you are wondrously loved and perfectly guided. Trust in that and have yourself a great day. Bye for now.